June the 23rd. My dear Emma, our journey to these foreign shores complete, Papa and I have set to establishing our home here. This task is made more difficult by far owing to our hasty departure. We were forced to abandon all but the most treasured of our possessions. Furthermore, we are not alone in this state, which has resulted in the commonest of household goods having become both scarce and dear in the shops. We are, however, making do, and we have in a few weeks of our residency here conjured a comfortable, though not lavish, domicile. But indeed, what kind of domicile we have been reduced to! Emma, you would never believe that Papa would have taken a place such as this, but that there are no other choices available. Even so, the workmen's saws, hammers, chisels, and axes make a constant racket throughout the house as they make it fit for our habitation. It is difficult to get a decent rest, never mind attending closely to my tutor. Yes, you read that aright. Even among all the privation of these late events, Papa has secured a new tutor to take Miss Thayer's place among my daily tasks. He is a youngish man, quiet and shy to the point of pain, but very learned and quite patient enough with my inability to attend to his lessons with the necessary diligence. I do hope that this letter finds you in good health and better spirits than when we departed, and I will await eagerly your reply. You are my only connection to the events among all our friends and relations, and I am filled with anticipation of the many intelligences that you will share by return post. Affectionately yours, Susanna. The smell of freshly sawn wood sharpened her nose. Susanna folded and sealed the letter, carefully packed away quill and inkwell in her prized writing box, and sighed for her proper writing desk, abandoned with her old life at home. She knew better than to voice any disappointment to her father, though, as it would neither do any good nor improve his melancholy mood. He felt the loss of their fine house as keenly as she, and yet remained utterly convinced that he had done the right thing in quitting the inflamed community, convinced that it was only a matter of time before he suffered the same fate as Hollings or Graham. For the duration of their voyage, he had been uncharacteristically withdrawn and quiet, and the only time that she could get any meaningful response from him was when she asked him about Halifax, where the ship bore them. Leaning against the railing on a fine day near the end of the journey, she had asked, "Papa, what are the people of Halifax like?" "They are loyal subjects of the king, as you and I, and they are, I expect, as graceful and well-mannered as anyone we have known in our former home." "Are there not rebels there as well?" "No, it is so far removed from the troublemakers in Boston and Philadelphia that we need not be concerned about the prospects for ill events there." As he spoke, though, Susanna could detect a tinge of evasiveness around his eyes, as though he were speaking these assurances aloud as much to convince himself as her. He turned away from her, scanning the shoreline as they sailed along it. "What I know of the town is that it was once a place of great importance when we expelled the French from these shores, but is lately said to be a quieter locale. Indeed, the regular mail packet to Boston was converted to Royal Navy service a few years ago." Turning back to face Susanna, he said, "I expect that we will find it congenial and relaxed, without either the overwhelming busyness or the acidic rancor to which we have been accustomed." Smiling gently, he continued, "I am not so young as I once was. A bit of quiet sounds good to me, in addition to serving to keep you safe from the hazards of political intrigue and unrest." Susanna frowned to herself, not meeting her father's gaze, and instead focusing on the passing shoreline. The busyness that her father now fled included her familiar surroundings, her close friends, and much that she held dear, but had been forced to abandon. Her father placed his hand on her shoulder, and looking back to him, she saw a sad smile on his face. "You remind me very much of your mother," he said suddenly, and gave her shoulder a quick squeeze before dropping his hand. "When she was unhappy with me, she would not say anything to me, but would find something far away to look at."
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.